Okay, so the video for today is the 3-step rule for eyeshadow. Now, this is something I picked up just from watching so many YouTube videos while I was kind of teaching myself to do makeup, and realising that this is a technique that everybody uses, and it's a simple way to apply eyeshadow effectively. Because sometimes wearing one colour can look a bit boring, and it doesn't look quite as done up. So this is my trick. Well, it's not mine, but it's a trick for applying your eyeshadow and making it look done. Okay, so it's called the 3-step rule. That's because it uses 3 brushes and 3 colours for 3 different parts of your eye. The palette I'm going to be using today, or I've used already, is the MUA Undressed palette. Now, I'd lost this for a while. This is the original copy of the Naked palette. I will be doing a video comparing the two, but with swatches as well, because when I did the last video with Undress Me Too, I couldn't find this. So this is an amazing palette. It's got some great neutrals in it, some gorgeous shimmers, a couple of mattes. It's basically a great essentials palette. I really highly recommend you guys getting this if you can't get your hands on the Naked palette, because it's exactly the same thing. It's only £4. It's fantastic. Anyway, enough of that. The 3 brushes you're going to be needing is, first of all, a flats brush. Now, this isn't a very good example because my E55 is just dirty at the moment, so I'm not going to use that. So this is just an alternative. This is a Coastal Scents, any flat brush that you can use to pack the colour on properly. The next one, a crease brush. This can range anything from this, which is a kind of blending brush, or you could even go for something like this, which is a pointed crease brush. Any crease brush will do. Anything that's going to be used to apply shadow to your crease. If you don't know where your crease is, I will show you in a moment. So that's that one. And then the last brush you're going to be needing is a blending brush. I use the E40 from Sigma. It's my all-time favourite fluffy blender. A fluffy blending brush is really going to make your eyeshadow, it's going to improve it. It's going to make it look more professional. The more blended your eyeshadow is, the more professional it's going to look. So, armed with your 3 brushes, next you're going to need 3 shadows. Now, you can use 3 separate shadows, you can use them in a palette. Either way, you're going to need 3 shadows. It doesn't matter whether they're matte or shimmer, it just matters of the tone. So you're going to need a light shadow, a medium shadow and a dark shadow. These are going to add definition to your eye and make it appear bigger. They're going to make it appear more defined, and they're just, altogether, it's just a good sort of rule. So, starting off with the light colour. First of all, you'd want to prime your eyes, by the way. I prime my eyes with Gosh primer. You can get these in clear, you can get coloured primers, like you can get bases like matte paint pots. Primer is just always a good. It's not, I'd say it's essential for me. If you're just starting out in makeup, then you don't have to go out and get yourself a primer straight away, but it is pretty good. Makes your eyeshadow last all day, and it makes them really vibrant and show off their true colour. So once you've primed your eye, you want to start with your highlight colour. Your highlight, it's basically named so because it's to highlight the areas, it's to bring out the areas. And where you place your highlight is you'd place it just underneath your brow, then if you can see mine, just underneath the brow and just in the inner corner. And that's just to lift your eyes, it's basically to open them up, make them appear larger, and also it helps give shape to your brows and just make your eyes more open and awake. So the highlight colour I used today was this colour here. In the Naked palette it would be called Virgin. Sorry, I keep coming up the camera. And in this one it's just called Shade 1. And it's basically just a pearlescent cream colour. That is a great base colour, either a cream or a very light gold or a light pink. Those are the best sort of colours. I prefer shimmer highlights a lot of the time just because they attract more attention. A little bit of shimmer, you know, can never do any wrong. So that's your first colour, your first step's done already. You'd apply that with your flat brush. Okay, so you've applied your highlight, and then you'd switch the brush round to the clean side, and you're going to apply the lid colour. So being gold because it's just going all over your lid. Now, the lid colour can be placed just up to here, or it can be placed even higher, or you can even cover the entirety of your lid. It's up to you. In this look, I've just put it literally just on this lid area, the main lid area, I'm going to call it. So you'd use your flat brush on a clean side and apply a lid colour, and your lid colour is going to be a medium tone. Now, medium can range anywhere from a medium brown, a medium pink. It can be any colour. It's just the how vibrant it is, how dark it is in comparison to the rest of the colours you're using on your eye. Even a dark brown can be a medium colour if you're using a darker colour in your crease, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be, it can be any, as long as it's lighter than the one on your crease but darker than the one on your highlight, you're good to go. So your medium tone colour, you put that all over your lid. That's the only place that goes. I used the one, well, on the Naked palette it would be called Sin, in this shade 2. It's a light sort of pink champagne-y colour, but it's darker than my highlight colour. This is important. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, use your highlight colour as your lid colour as well, but for this sort of example and tutorial, for the 3-step rule, you wouldn't, you'd use a medium tone. So then you get to your darker colour, and this is going to be the darkest colour, with the exception from your liner if you choose to add any that you're using. So, to apply your crease colour, you would use this sort of brush, or a pointed crease brush, depending on how much depth you want. I wanted just a soft wash of colour, so I just decided to use this sort of brush. Your crease is literally the line of your eye. When you look down like this, you can see there's a line, a crease of skin. That's what you want to aim for. I normally, though, because mine is quite low down, I put mine a little bit higher up, just here. If you've got smaller eyes, if you put the crease down here, it will make them look even smaller. So you want to raise it up just a little bit into this sort of area to make your eyes appear bigger. And that's where you'd put your darkest colour. I chose to use, in the Naked palette it's called Hustle. In this palette it's shade 10. And that's this sort of colour, just a purpley toned brown. And this is what I came up with. It's just a really simple, nice, bright spring look. And then I added liner. Liners are also quite important, I think, for definition. You don't have to do wing, you don't have to do very black line. You could use brown, a purple, any colour, but black I find is the most effective. And if you only put a tiny bit on really close to the lash lines, it can actually make your lashes look longer and thicker, so it's great for definition. It's all about enhancing your features rather than hiding them. And then obviously a little bit of mascara and your brows and you're done. So that is my video today. Just kind of quick on tips for your eyeshadow and where to put the colours and what colours you should use. So now, with this kind of knowledge, you can kind of apply it to anything you're doing. Absolutely anything. And you can even go even further. I mean, sometimes I add 2 crease colours. I use what I call a base crease colour, which is a bit lighter, and then a darker outer V colour, which I'll go into another video about the outer V of your eye, and more detailed eyeshadow techniques and brushes. But this is the simplest technique I can teach you, with 3 brushes, 3 steps and 3 eyeshadows, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So I'll see you in another video, guys. Bye!